This is Elder Song of Seraphim, and got another cube draft. So, looking at this pack, there's a land tax here, which is probably the pick, just because that's always my first pick, normally, when I have the option. Looks like white, well, not really, black is probably the strongest color in here. There's Juzam Jin, Edict, the Verdict. I mean, but overall, black's not really dominating anything here. Juzam Jin is probably the best card. There's a scrub land for black-white. There's Gerard's Verdict. So, I mean, I guess colors I like. I mean, I would like to play a black-white deck. It'd be kind of cool to play a Gerard's Verdict. So, we'll see whether or not we get a chance to do that. I mean, there's also Red Sun Zenith, Exarch. I mean, there's some pretty interesting cards in here, but Lantax, just for me, is the most interesting. And plus, you know, the only good white card in the pack, so it's worth taking. All right, let's take a look. And black's still pretty good. Weathered Wayfarer is still pretty good. There's Brainstorm, Paladin, Doomblade, Anime Dead. Some pretty good stuff in here. I'm gonna go ahead and take the. I think I'm gonna try to go black and white and take the Doomblade out of here. Weathered Wayfarer, Paladin, and Vect are both nice picks, but I don't think they're gonna throw anybody particularly into any of these colors. And Doomblade probably the best black card here. Alright. There's another Void. Another Void. You know what? I am going to try to draft a black-white aggro deck. And to do that, I'm going to need another Void. Let's see, there's also a Sarcomancy. There's a Nantucket Shade and a Sarcomancy. Both are pretty good aggro. Trying to think about which card I might get back. I think I might get back the Nether Void, so I'm going to take the Sarcomancy and hope to wheel the Nether Void. Alright, so if we're going to go aggro, probably the best card in here to do that with is Chimeric Mass. Alright, yep, I'm going to go ahead and grab that. Alright, so in terms of black-white aggro, seems pretty obvious to grab the Solteri Trooper. It's a very awesome card. And everything else in here can just be passed along. Alright, so we got Bloodghast, Fleshbag Marauder. Bloodghast is the better aggro card. So, I'm going to go ahead and take that. I wouldn't also mind building this Cave of Koilos. So, yeah, looks good. Alright, so we got actually a pretty good aggro build looking here, just so far. If we get back the Nether Void, that'll be quite awesome. Alright, so we're back to pick number 1. We have the choice of a black-white duel, or Gerard's Verdict, or even a Kami of Ancient Law. I wonder about the Verdict. It's not necessarily that awesome in an aggro deck, but I think it's probably worth picking up here just because, you know, it's nice to have, I suppose. I've always wanted to cast it, so let's grab that Verdict. Maybe we'll wheel the Scrub Land, who knows. Not sure what other... Well, it's just nice to know that no one else is in white-black. Otherwise, probably someone would have taken that, because it is, you know, a very, very strong card. So you notice that someone is obviously in black, but they took the Juzam Jin and, you know, the other big black cards. So more than likely, someone else is playing a big black, so hopefully it means that all the little small black guys like, you know, Sarcomancy and, you know, Bloodghast will make their way around to me again. Alright, so here I like the Paladin in Vec over the Weathered Wayfarer. So that's the pick. Can actually be a really sweet aggro guy, and mostly if you're going to play aggro, probably want to keep the curve under 3 for the most part, with maybe 1 or 2 things over 3, and no more than no more than 4 really. So that guy actually fits there pretty nicely. All right, fantastic. We get back the Nether Void. The other card, let's see, both Fume Spitter and Nantucket Shade would be nice, but see, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I think there's 6 people playing, so it's possible we'll get back 1 card from this pack, and if it's Fume Spitter or Nantucket Shade, we'll be pretty happy. But Nether Void here is an awesome pick. I'm glad that came back, and I think it was definitely a good choice to grab the Sarcomancy over that. At least it is in retrospect now, so it looks pretty good. And let's see. Don't really like any of these cards in particular, but I guess I'll take the Nim Death Mantle. I don't think I'm going to play it, but, having a 2-drop equipment, and 4 to equip is a bit expensive, but, it could help us get there at some point. Plus, it is evasion for late game, so could be what we need. Let's see. Let's go ahead and take. All of these are pretty bad. For us, I guess. Like, the Orangutan doesn't matter, the Cloud Goat's too expensive for us to cast, and really not that big of a deal. Evolution Charms are really the Oblivion Stone and the Slash Stone that we're looking to hate here. I think we're going to go ahead and take the Oblivion Stone, because there actually is a chance that we could play it at some point, so it'll be nice to have. Wow, look at all these. Everyone's going to have a board wipe. But I'm going to go ahead and take this Cave of Koilos just to have a little bit of a duel. And let's get a Kami out here so we can play something. Let's take away an Avalanche Riders, and wow, a Time Reversal goes last. Let's grab that. Okay. So, we're not really seeing anything too spectacular here. I think probably no one's playing white-black. So in that case, I'm going to not take the Mortify, even though I do want it. I'll take the Solitary Monk instead, and just keep passing. The Rebel Arc is a possibility, but at a 5-drop, it is probably too expensive, but then again, it would be like a 2-for-1 if we could cast, because almost every creature we're going to be playing would be able to be recurred with a Rebel Arc. Oh, right, this is quite... Wow, this is a tough pick. Look at all these cards. Jeez. A Soul Ring, a Dark Confidant, and a Figure of Destiny. Jeez. And even an Honest Prowler. This card is, this pack is just stacked with everything we want. I do think here I'm going to have to take a Dark Confidant just because of the fact that it's just such a good card draw engine. The figure is obviously amazing, but hopefully we'll wield the Honest Prowler. And that's about all we can hope for at this point. I like the Soul Ring, but I think the Dark Confidant is just more integral to the deck. We don't really need that much mana ramp considering all of our stuff's going to be pretty low costed. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and go with the Dark Confidant. Alright, so really not anything in here that's standing out. I guess the Greaves could be okay. But really, everything in here is pretty well, not subpar, but not really doing much for our deck. It'd be kind of sad here to pick up a Seal of Cleansing, considering that, we don't really... it's probably going to wheel anyway. Yeah. I guess I'm just going to take a Bane from somebody, because nothing else in here really is that important. Alright, so we have the choice of... Oh, this is another pack that just has a lot of stuff we want. Student of Warfare, the Hound of Conda, and Stillmoon Cavalier are both very sweet cards. I'm going to go ahead and take the Student of Warfare because that's probably the most likely pick for other people. I think we're probably going to wheel the Hound of Conda or the Stillmoon Cavalier, so we'll be able to have our pick out of those. And out of here, looks like we're going to be taking a White Knight. Okay. I think I'm going to take the Ajani Goldmane here. That actually could be a pretty broken card in our deck. The other card I like in here is the Godless Shrine. But the Ajani Goldmane is just solid. Being able to, first of all, +1 all of our creatures just seems nuts. And, if we need it for the life gain, we'll have that option as well. Alright. So we're back to our first pack. We did wheel the Mortify, so that's the pick. Not too much to say here. It's a sweet card, and clearly no one else is in our colors. Otherwise, that would have been a pretty high pick for basically everyone. Alright, so the Soul Ring is gone. We do get back the Prowler, and that's definitely going to be the pick. So let's grab it. Looking toward, already looking toward the third pack, if I had to ask for an ideal sort of setup here, the two cards that I would most want to get together would be like Bitter Blossom and Skull Clamp. Skull Clamp at this point, getting that would be pretty awesome, and a Bitter Blossom would just be sweet. I think we're definitely going to need some more evasion to really get in, because the problem with a lot of aggro decks is that they stall out mid game when the opponent actually gets out their big beast and you have no way to remove them or get through them. So I'm just thinking of that as I see the Owen's Prowler, thinking about Lorwyn, all the nasty stuff they have there. Okay, and yeah, looks like it might be. I wonder if Lodestone Golem actually could be decent in this deck. Probably not. Yeah, I'm just gonna hate. Oh, I guess I could take a Seal of Cleansing, but I do kind of want to hate a Kokosho. Because somebody's probably gonna be grabbing that card and beating us down with it. Okay, so let's see. Isamaru was here, and I forget what the other creature was that we were hoping to wheel out of this, but Isamaru is fine. Oh yeah, the Still Moon Cavalier. But yeah, Isamaru is just fine. It's a 1-drop beater. It's not a bad creature to have. Alright, well, someone's going to go ahead and let us hate a Pyroclasm. I don't see why we shouldn't take advantage of that. Alright, we get the Godless Shrine back. Clearly no one's playing black-white. And that's just fine. Bit of mana fixing never hurt anybody. Okay, nothing too major here. Just go ahead and grab a Bottle Gnomes. Never know, we might need a bit of life gain, in addition to what we've got with the Johnny Goldmane. Alright, let's take the Elves. Might as well hate that. I doubt the person I'm passing to is playing Boros, and they probably won't be using the Goblin Trenches. You never know when an elf could make your day a lot worse. Oh, and we get a last pick Seal of Cleansing anyway. Nice. Actually, a card I would have liked to have had, and it's nice to get those last. Well, let's see what we get in Pack 3. Alright, so Pack 3. There is some reasonable cards in here. I'm mostly looking at Knight of Meadowgrain and Dothy Horror. I think the better card here is the Horror. I guess the only other card I could be considering would be like Mimic Vat. I do think it's probably a bit expensive for this deck. I'd just rather have a creature that I know would be useful, and that's mostly the Dothy Horror, which I think is better than the Kithkin Knight, even though I like it just because it's easier to cast, and it's got Shadow, so it's a bit of evasion, but the lifelink is not bad. So we end up getting back the Knight, that would be perfectly fine. Okay. I think Skinrender is actually one of those cards that you do want to play in this kind of deck. I think that's powerful enough, good enough removal that I should take it. Solitary Champion, I would like that, so hopefully it'll wheel back. But, yeah, Skinrender is the pick here. It's just a strong card. Okay. Looks like I'll be picking up a Carnophage here. I like the Ankh of Mishra. If it comes back, I would definitely take it. Oh, well, there's my favorite card in Magic, Nicole Bolas. Unfortunately, not able to play it this time around. Glorious Anthem. That's the pick. Savannah Lions would be nice to get back, and I'm pretty sure I will. So let's take the Glorious Anthem and hope to get back the Lions. The Anthem actually is quite sweet, and I've been actually hoping to be able to get a chance to play that in a deck. So definitely looking pretty good here. Okay, let's take a look. Alright, really the only thing in here worth picking up is the card we want anyway, which is the Go for the Throat. And that's the pick. Looks nice. Nice to have a few pieces of removal sitting around. I like the Mana Tithe, but I think it just makes more sense to pick up the Solitary Priest. It's possible I could take the Tithe and then wheel the Priest. I think I'm going to take a risk on this one and hope to wheel the Priest. Grab the Tithe first. So there's a Knight of Metagreen. There's also a Contagion. Being able to remove 2 creatures potentially from my path seems like a pretty good deal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So I actually could get the Metagreen back. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up the Contagion and be happy about that. Okay, we missed the other card we wanted in here, but the Relic Warder is alright. So let's go ahead and grab that up. Pretty much a sideboard card, but it's a nice option to have. Okay, so nothing too impressive here, but why don't we just go ahead and take a Catacombs? Well, either that or we could take a Zurin, or we do have a land tax. I think I'll try that. Not sure whether I'll be playing the Zurin Orb or not, but it's nice to have the option. I'm going to take Nicole Bolas just on principle, so way no one else can play them. And because there's really not anything else in this pack I want anyway, so. Alright, same thing for this pack. Let's take... None of these cards are really that relevant. Guess I'll take Call of the Herd, probably the best card here. Reachers doesn't do anything. Desolation Angel, too expensive for our deck to play, but I'll go ahead and grab it. It's an Obnixilis or Phyrexian Processor. The Processor could end up being good. I don't think we're going to play Obnixilis, so I'll grab the Processor here. Alright, I'll take the Academy Ruins, and let's see what we get our last pick. Looks like the gamble with the Mana Tithe didn't pay off. I think we should probably have enough creatures to make everything work out. Alright, so that's the deck. I'll be taking it in the Magical Line and for deck building, and then we'll play some matches, so I'll see you there. Alright, so let's take a look at what we've got. So Hound comes in, land tax, I think Mana Tithe, but let's just hold it out for now. Trooper, Monk, Anthem, Paladin, a Johnny. That looks good. Carnophage, Sarcomancy, Prowler, Dark Confidant, Horror, Doomblade, Go for the Throat, Bloodcast, Nether Void, Skinrender, Contagion. Let's see, it's 19. Got Chimeric Mass, I believe should come in. Gerard's Verdict, and Mortify. Student, I don't know how I missed that. I'll pull it in the Mana Tithe instead. White Knight should come in. It's 24. It's only 12 creatures. It's kind of sad, because I would like to have more than that. But I guess I should have been picking the creatures higher, but this looks okay. Phyrexian Processor might be a card to bring in. Take out, like, the Gerard's Verdict, possibly. Bring in the Processor. So that's sort of like having 13 creatures. And we've got a Relic Warder and a Kami and a Xylo Cleansing to take care of anything else. Bane of the Living could be good against certain decks, but for the most part, probably going to hurt us more than it'll help us. I mean, everything else looks okay. Like I said, I wish I would have had more creatures, but actually we have 13, because Sarcomancy is a creature that have 14 creatures. We can include the Processor. And yeah, it's actually not too bad. 10 non-creatures. Actually, 15 creatures with Chimeric Mass. So 12 creatures, 13, 14, 15. And let's see if I missed anything else. No, that's right. That's fine. Actually, 15 creatures makes me feel a lot better about the deck. Alright, so let's take a look at colors. Guess blue. I guess we could probably go just half and half here. Probably the easiest way to do that. We got 2 duels. So just go, we're going to run 16 land, which is probably enough considering the amount of, we got land tax plus a lot of other stuff, so let's bring in Scarves of Mirrodin block, some lands. We need 14, so just go 7 and 7 probably. I guess we could go a little bit heavier, but I think overall we got more double constant white. So we got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those. So, but we'd also have more black. So I guess it's hard to, probably just easiest to go half and half here. I don't really see a problem with that, especially. And then the land tax should help us out. Yeah, it looks pretty good. I like the way this is shaping up. So, I think I'm going to just go ahead and save this and submit. So that's the deck, and I'll see you in the matches. Alright, so here we are in round 1. I will play first because I'm the aggressor.